Stamping friends, how are you this evening? It's Marilyn here, Stamping Creations with Marilyn, back to share a mystery stamping card with you tonight. I have given you a list of supplies that I'm going to be using, and I will bring it up on the screen here shortly so that you can make sure you've got things that I've asked to bring and that I'm going to use. But until then, I'm going to share a couple other things with you. We had catalog launch yesterday, which hopefully you saw and enjoyed. There's been lots of them out there, lots of people doing different things with different parts of the catalog, but it is an amazing, amazing catalog. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada and you would like a copy of the catalog, just let me know and I will be certain to get one out to you. I do have a supply here so I can pop them in the mail, or if you're close by you can pick one up. I'd love to share one with you. And I'm going to share a couple other things here for a moment. First of all, Stamping Staycation. Just a reminder that I am hosting that with two other demonstrators next Saturday, June 13th. There is still time to register. And for any of you who share my Facebook Lives between May 19th, it was the start, and June 9th will be the end, I will do a draw for someone to win registration to our Stamping Staycation. And that's a $47 value, so definitely worth your while to share. And I really, really appreciate you sharing these things to get my name out there in the Facebook world and the Stampin' Up! World, because I do enjoy doing what I do and I want to continue. So please do that for me. And next, I am going to bring up a slide of the supplies. So here is what I had scheduled for tonight for you to bring and hopefully stamp with me. So there is a colored cardstock, your regular size, 8.5 by 5.5, and it will be scored at 4.25 and folded and burnished with your bone folder. A piece of white cardstock, 5.25 by 4, an embossing folder, whatever you have on hand. I'm going to use one of the new ones, so I'll show you how it looks. A rectangle die for cutting out the words after we stamp them, the Big Shot or a cutting machine similar. Greeting stamp of your choice, ink to match the colored cardstock, embellishments, adhesives. I have snail in there, and as you might have learned from yesterday or having a catalog, that we are no longer selling snail, we are selling something called seal, which is supposed to be better. I have placed an order for mine and should have it in a few days, so I'm anxious to see what difference that is. And any other adhesives that you might have. So I'm going to switch you now to my workstation and we will carry on with making the card that I have. So here we are, catalog, front for you to see again because, like I say, it is an amazing, amazing tool that we have. My host code, if you are ordering online, anything $200 or less, if it's over that, you will get the stamping rewards because it'll be a party of your own. And just a word of note that for the month of June, Stampin' Up! Has increased stamping rewards. Normally at $300 you would get 10%, which is 30, but now you get an extra 30. So if you've got a huge wish list from the catalog or from previous, it's probably worth your while to combine it all and do that $300 party because you would get the extra 30 there. So I will carry on with the card I have. I'll show you my card at the end, just so that it doesn't confuse you with what I've got. So if you've got a huge... So the card color that I have chose is the Pretty Peacock. one of the in colors from last year. And the stamp set that I am going to use is Ornate Thanks. It does come as a bundle with, I always get these pieces mixed up, with the Ornate border dies, which are these. So if you're, that's what these dies cut like, and they come as a bundle with the Ornate Thanks stamp set, and that stamp set has amazing words. Hopefully, yeah, there. Um, thank you, so grateful, thanks from the bottom of my heart. I wasn't sure how to. Just wanted to say you made my day for all your help from all of us. Why, my friend, seriously, ever so much. I'm so grateful for everything. Your kindness is so loved. So here's a card. You're amazing for all you do. So script writing, it's photopolymer, so you can stamp it where you want it stamped. A beautiful, beautiful set. And the other one that comes with the Ornate Garden Suite is the Ornate Style. I'm going to be using this little corner embellishment tonight, and for mine. And these are the dies that come with it. And I'm going to use this one and this one on my card. So just to give you a little bit of a heads up there, bundles 10% off. I am using a rectangle, oh my, a stitched rectangle die out of here to cut out my words. And the embossing folder that I have chose is again from the Ornate Suite, Ornate Garden Suite, and it is Ornate Floral 3D Embossing Folder. I've used Blushing Bride for my sample, but you should be able to see the raised images, the little flowers, and a beautiful set. So let's get started. So for your card base, I have 5.5, 8.5, and I am going to fold it in half and use my bone folder. And as I've mentioned other times, I like to do the burnishing on my Pierce mat because it seems to stay flatter. Then I have already run my piece of Whisper White through the embossing folder. So if you want to take your piece and run it through yours, I will just continue talking a little bit about the Ornate Garden Suite. And perhaps show you that. I've got these great tabs that a friend shared the list she had typed. Thanks, Lillian, for those. And I have never used them before, so it is really a treat to have those in my catalog. I have the words on either side, so I can look front or back, and it's made it a lot easier to find things. The Ornate Garden Suite, again, Stampin' Up! Has done the suite with one number to get all of the pieces of the suite. The designer paper, it has a list of the colors that are in that designer paper, and lots of samples for you to work with. Even there's a gift bag there done with some of the paper. So lots of information, page 66 and 67 in the new catalog. And again, I know you're busy getting your, pardon me, embossing done, but I'll just share this with you, try and keep it from glaring. I do these with my designer paper so that you can see either side of the paper at a glance. 2-inch squares cut and mounted along with the cardstock that goes with that particular package of paper. And these are 6x6 pieces. just to move that one just so it's a little more visible. You can see the gold, not gold, it is, yes, it is gold. Gold, we have copper and brass as well, so gold embossing on there that you could use Stampin' Dauber on to color, and it would not stick to the gold. And then on the other side is all of your flowers and those various different patterns. So beautiful, beautiful paper. So once you've got this embossed, missing one thing that I use lots, and that is my silicone mat. I'm going to use liquid glue to put this on, and one of the reasons I do use more liquid glue now than I used to for adhesive, but because of the indentations made by the embossing folder, it's better to have a liquid glue that will kind of fill those holes and not like a tape runner that just runs over the edges of it. So I'm going to place that as near as I can to the center of the front of my card. And the other thing I like to do is turn my card over and burnish it from the back side so that I'm not messing with the pieces there. Then I have an inside piece. I'll do that later. I have my stamp that I am going, or my piece of Whisper White for the words, and my ink that matches my pretty peacock paper. So I am going to do thanks, and hopefully I'll get it where I can still cut it out properly. And the script words I have is for all you do. And as I mentioned, because they're photopolymer, it's usually quite easy to get them straight. I'll finish the stamping. So the other thing that I did on my sample was, because I had this corner stamp, which just adds a little bit, I'm going to stamp on the layer I put on the inside of the card. And I'm really trying to remember to do something on my envelopes. This time it will be a stamp. Quite often I will use designer paper. If I've used designer paper in the card itself, I will use designer paper on the flap of the envelope. Our granddaughter had a birthday yesterday, and I gave her a card that had the designer paper, and she was wowed before she even opened the card. So that was kind of special. So now my words, I am going to use this. This is a double stitched die, and it fits around there, and I'm going to cut it out with the Big Shot. So I will bring it in, a few other things to cut out with it, and hopefully it doesn't shake everything too bad, so you sideways. And something we have learned recently with the Big Shot is to keep the same plate on the bottom, and with a die like this, to lay it at an angle instead of straight like this to cut out. For some reason, it seems to go through and cut better. And then for the top, it's a top, I've marked mine with top only, so that it will always be the piece on top. And that has really made a difference to the curving of the plates. You might remember, sorry, shaping it up a bit, that our plates seem to curl a lot before we started doing this with them. So that just pops out and you have stitching all around. Done with that. Now for this one, this, I think I'm going to need to take this away. So again, because it's a lengthwise die, I'm going to put it on a bit of an angle. And these dies have worked really well in my big shot. I, of course, have it always go forward and back, but I don't even think you have to with this particular one. Kicks off like that. And another thing that I am sometimes struggling with is getting it off of there. But you can see that it leaves some of the pieces on there, but they're easy to get off. And I'll just poke these out so that they're out. So hopefully you've got something in your stamping collection that you can cut out a layer like this. And maybe next time we create together, you'll have this one and you could use it. There is a brush to go on the Pick Your Pick tool, and I haven't got it yet. So right now I just use my pokey tool, as I call it, paper piercing tool, to cut that out, and I will. Can you hear that? Just scraping those little things off onto my table. And then, I say, I think I kept a piece, but I have a drawer full of pieces of paper that they're not big enough to do a whole layer, but notice how that jumps. The new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine comes with, I don't know if it comes with a magnetic plate, but there is a magnetic plate for it that is magnet everywhere, so it's not going to jump like that one just did on me. So for what I want, you could cut it out separate, but I found on my sample when I did it that I could lay them again at an angle like that and do the cutting of both of them at the same time. And again, it left pieces there, but it cuts out. And I have just a couple little pieces there. Whoa. And there is my piece. It's going to go in there. So I have to say, really, really pleased with those dies and how easy they are to use. So set the big shot back, clean the crumbs off the table, and I have my pieces ready to go. So I have my card. I am going to adhere this flat, and then this one I am going to put with mini dimensionals. So once more, I'll use my silicone mat to protect my work surface. Using liquid glue because again of the raised surface. The mini dimensionals, you can see that they are tiny, so for something like this, they're perfect. Fit in the corners. I'll probably put maybe one on that side and one on that side to hold it. And my piercing tool or my take your pick tool, if I had it over here. Or I think something else work most of the time. And I'm going to place that over here, and the pretty peacock is going to peek out from the bottom and show the color through. So then when I go to put my greeting, I do want it tucked under. Oh, I put that. I guess it'll have to go there. I'm going to use a dimensional on this side because this is raised above here. So I want one dimensional there and some liquid glue on this side. And just because of where I placed my, want it peeking through there, want to see the thanks. And as you know, because Stampin' Up has matching everything, the ink that I've used matches the cardstock exactly. So then for the inside, I would put a white layer so I can write on it. And I have stamped that little corner emblem on there. And that is my card. So hopefully, you did see that the envelope before, so it's a matching set. So I hope you like that. I do have a few, oh, just a minute. I missed something as I see it on my other card, my sample card. I do have from this set as well, gilded gems, which happen to be on back order right now, so they were very popular. And to add a bit of, oh, I'm going to use the smaller ones here. And if I had the right tool, it would help. I tend to use my scissors like a pair of tweezers, or here, take your pick tool, works really well. There, much better. So those, I don't know if you can see, they have a raised hexagon kind of edge on them. Beautiful, beautiful embellishments. So I'm sure we'll be ordering more of them once we're back in stock. So now I would like to show you a few other cards I have here made with this set. This is the one that I designed earlier today with its matching envelope. This is the one I patterned it after. This is white on white with a bit of, I'm going to say, what color would that be? Blackberry Bliss probably for the ink and behind. This is one I received from another friend, and it is done with another one of the dies, some embossing, and this kind of fold, which I love, and some of the other paper, and another one done with the well-written dies, and an edge off of the one set of dies, and the embossing folder, the same thing. So, and that's done with Blackberry Bliss. So great variety that you can use. It doesn't have to stick to the colors that are in that designer paper, although it helps if you're going to use the designer paper. And my mission this year is to use a lot of my designer paper instead of hoarding it. Not that I did that on purpose, but it just seems that I get it and then think, oh, it's too pretty to use. So I don't want to do that anymore. So I am going to bring you back to my face. If I can figure out how to do this. There, that one maybe. There we are. And thank you for joining me. I enjoy doing these for you. I hope you're enjoying them. I would love it if you would share my video on your page or on your business page, your personal page. Share it with whoever, because I'm always looking for new people to share these my passion of card making with. And like I mentioned before, anyone who shares this particular video or any of my videos from May 19th until June 9th, I will put your name in a draw for the stamping staycation that we will be hosting on June 13th. So I will plan on doing a special again on Tuesday afternoon at 1:30. I'm not sure what I'm going to be showing you yet, but it will be something from the new catalog. And again, next Thursday night, we will be doing, pardon me, we will be doing another mystery stamping. So I will send you a list of what you can bring from your supply, and we will stamp together. Take care. Please post your pictures in the comments as well. I'd love to see what you end up making. Thank you.